welcome to ScreenVomit, the only movie podcast for normal people. I'm, of course, your host, Kayla, and I do have a really cool guest with me today. But before I get to that, I gotta plug my own crap. If you like the show today, you can follow me online, Instagram, or wherever else, at ScreenVomit, one word on all the stuff. I got cool-ass shirts in my Linktree, which is in the show notes, or in my bios on everything. I did my end-of-year lists recently, and if you missed those are in the highlights on my Instagram for all my top lists from last year. That's all I got. Quick plugs on me today. Our guest today, speaking of my end-of-year lists, is the only filmmaker who has made my top shorts list 3 years running with his shorts Write a Song About Heartache, Assholes, and Getting in a Van Again. It is JONNY Look with his podcast debut. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to listen to a podcast of JONNY Look, and it's my own podcast. How fun is that? I do have to issue one correction from something I said in the pod. I was talking about a short film that is directed by Alex Phillips that isn't online at the time that we recorded this. We recorded this a few months ago now. And I got the name wrong. And I said in the episode that it was called Toilet, but it's actually called Toilet Comes Home. And I've convinced Alex to put it up for public viewing. So it's now anybody can watch it. And I linked that in the show notes too. So once you hear me talk about it, if that's something you're interested in, you know where to find it. Okay, JONNY, I'm so excited to have him on the pod today. Like I said, his podcast debut, I'm so honored. He's just an incredible filmmaker, genius of our time, one of the damn best. Watch his films. I love this. Can't get enough of this stuff. Writer, director, at least one-time rocker, possibly future rocker again. He's made some really sick-ass music videos for bands like Cloud Nothings and Fruit Bats and a bunch more. His newest short film, Write a Song About Heartache, starring Whitmer Thomas, is live now. It's up online. Also, the soundtrack to the film is available online. It has really cool music in it. It just rocks. I'm going to link that in the show notes, too. JONNY Look, here he is.
I feel like I don't remember things about movies at all, like consistently, or anything that I watch. I don't know. It might be a way that I watch things now. And why that's the case? Yeah, I'm just like kind of half on my phone or like making dinner or like, you know.
Yeah, so you don't retain.
I don't retain at all, which I think that's how we used to watch TV and movies and stuff.
On your phone?
Like, just like our TVs growing up were so small, you know?
Yeah.
That it was like the perfect background. And it could be on and you're kind of watching it and I don't know.
There was like less serious stuff back in those days too. Like you didn't have to pay as much attention. You're watching like some dumb sitcom probably that you've most likely already seen.
Yeah, totally.
And the commercials.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah. It was so much better, I think.
And you didn't retain any of that either.
Stupid's on. I'm like kind of half like drawn to it, and I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what it is, but I've recently pitched the idea of getting much smaller TVs in the house. Just
you think so?
Not that we have big TVs, but you know.
What's your biggest TV?
Oh, it's not that big. It's like probably 55
that's
inches
fine.
Or whatever. And that's our only TV, really.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I want like...
I thought you have little TVs. You don't? The VCR
I do
kind?
have one. I do. But I don't have it hooked up to the internet right now. Or a VCR at the moment. But I think that's what I want to do to like... Moving forward. How I want to... Yeah, I think so. It'll be better to watch movies that way and just like... Yeah, I think so.
Hell yeah.
I'm still trying to figure it out, but I think psychologically I'm going to be healthier.
You think so?
I think so.
I like having one big TV, though.
I know. I'm basing this entire
It changed my whole vibe of my house, to be honest, getting one big TV. You can see it behind me here. That's my big TV. It takes up half my living room. I live in a small place. That is a 55-inch TV. That is half of my room. But it totally changed my vibe. Before that, I only had like 30-inch TVs, like little guys.
Oh, yeah.
And I never used to hang in the living room.
Yeah. See, I think that's what I want to make it so that I don't want to hang out in the living room. I think that's what I want to figure out.
You want to quit hanging out.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, I think it's been very bad for me.
hanging out is toxic.
It's horrifying. It's bad.
Why is it
ruins
bad?
My sleep.
Oh, okay. It ruins your sleep.
Well, maybe my sleep, and like specifically, I've been watching this show called Below Deck, and I really
is that
wish
one of
I
those
hadn't
like guys who catch crabs or something?
I
is that what
wish
that
they
is?
were doing something. It's like it's like a reality show about like mega yachts and the crews on the mega yachts and
different kind of crabs, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, 100%.
So it's just like reality, like dramatic, rich people?
Yeah, but not as stupid as like, I don't know.
Intelligent, dramatized rich people
like,
on yachts.
What are the wives of whatever? It's not like that. And it's mainly about the crew, not really the rich people. But it's
about
the
service workers.
Yeah. I feel like I'm trying to like make it sound good.
Yeah.
Or like I'm defending it somehow, but I really have to stop watching it. It's taking up so much time.
Yeah.
I think that's the reason I didn't get a second Bad Milo viewing in. I watched it once and then...
What if you just, instead of getting rid of your TV, stop watching TV shows on it? Watch something else.
Yes. That's the idea. I think we're on the same page.
Yeah. But you can keep the TV, though. Just not the shows. I stopped watching shows almost entirely.
Yeah. Wow.
Because I was doing the same thing. I was blowing through seasons of stuff, especially like when pandemic happened and everything. Blowing through like 3-4 seasons of something like in a day. And I don't even care about it. I don't even have one care towards this thing, or I actively hate it even.
Yes. That's what I'm doing right now.
With the yacht show?
Night. Yeah.
You hate it, but you can't stop.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I just stopped watching shows entirely.
Did you go get like hypnotized or something? How did you find the willpower?
I found the magic of short films.
Yeah, wow.
And I decided, well, I wanted to watch more movies anyway. I always want to watch more movies, but you know, it's like your movie list like grows and grows, your watch list, and then you just like never make a chunk in it ever in your life.
Totally.
And like all these things just stay on your watch list for forever. So I just wanted to start knocking some of that crap out. And I kind of changed how I thought about watching movies. So, like, if I don't have... The thing is, like, I want to sit down because I only have 30 minutes and put on a show so I can have that time frame or whatever. I can also sit down and watch 30 minutes of a movie and pause it and watch the rest later, too. That's also fine. But I didn't really think of it that way before that.
Yeah. You have the control.
Yeah, or I can just watch a short film... in and out, bada bing, bada boom. And I've watched something way cooler than Real Housewives or, you know, whatever.
That's true.
I never watched any Housewives, but, you know, I don't know.
Seen clips.
You could do that. I've heard about it.
Yeah. A perspective shift. I need a big perspective shift.
That's all. You need to find something cool enough to motivate you to stop your bad behavior.
Yes. Okay. I'll do my best. I would rather it be something kind of mystical, though. Or like some sort of like, I don't know, like a chiropractor who like puts something in place and then I can stop watching.
When you say mystical, I'm thinking like palm reader, tarot reader, fortune teller, and chiropractor.
Well, you haven't met my chiropractor.
Oh, yeah, you got a good guy. A very spiritual chiropractor.
Oh, big time, yeah. He doesn't even touch your back, yeah.
He just thinks about the energy in it, and you're fixed. And you pay him the money, and you say, thank you, sir. I'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, you just hit up that chiropractor, and, you know, you could fix your below-deck problems.
Yes, exactly.
And still keep the TV for gorgeous films.
I guess that's true. It is nice to watch a movie on there.
Yeah. Once I got a big TV, I go, man, I've been missing a lot of stuff that's in movies.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah. What's your relationship with watching movies? Do you watch them at all?
Yeah.
Or you're stuck on Below Deck only?
I kind of go in these phases, and I'll do like a month of like movies I'll watch movies when I'm watching anything.
When you feel like it, and then not watch them when you don't. That's cool.
Yeah, pretty much. But it'll be like only movies for that month, and then I'll get into like a 3-month stint of like Below Deck or some horrible show that I don't like, that I just like have to wrap up. Yeah, I just like have to see what happens for no reason at all.
Yeah.
But
what kind of movies do you like when you're watching movies? What's your thing?
Depends. I don't know. I guess like I like the Criterion Channel stuff. I've been a fan.
I spilled my water all over me. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. No one will ever know.
You can't see it on camera, but I am soaking wet.
Yeah.
Go on.
It gets tricky.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I like a lot of types of movies. I went through usually I'll get like hooked on a director or something, and I'll watch like the catalog, and then move,
I like to do that too.
Yeah, from there.
Yeah,
it's great. It's like a bunch of inside. Like once you understand what they're after or think you do, each film makes more sense. Or I don't know, feels like a bunch of inside jokes or something.
Yeah, totally. And you kind of get to know them in a way. Get to know how sick and twisted they are.
Yeah. Hopefully, yeah.
What got you into making your own movies? You said you've always been a movies guy. When will you release the tapes on your first feature?
Oh, wow. Oh, God. Yeah, you'll never see that one.
That you're horrified about?
Yeah. It was a school project. It was, it has nothing to do with me. It was a nice, learning thing, I guess.
Yeah.
But it was very much, like a project.
Yeah.
Trying to do well on a project, I guess, And
you're horrified by the memory of it.
I don't know. A lot of good things came out of it, honestly, but the product, I think, has so much nothing to do with me.
Yeah. You don't want your name on it.
Yeah, it's not like an art piece. I mean, it's similar to like some commercials or something that I've done, or that sort of stuff where it's like, man, I'm not going to really push that out. It was a nice way to make a living or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Some good things happen from the feature though. I like.
When's the next one?
I don't know. I hope soon. I'm trying to turn the short, the Heartache short into a feature. So I've been writing that and working on that.
Oh, that'd be cool.
It'd be a nice feature, I think. More music.
Hell yeah.
Be good.
That'd be sick.
I remember reading about Nashville and how Altman, I think, paid for the movie or pitched it as selling the record, and making enough money on the record sales to pay for the movie. And I always thought that was quite a romantic idea. So
that's what you want to do?
I want to make, although, on Spotify listens or something.
Could be harder these days. Yeah. Do you play music at all, or are you just a fan?
Yeah, no, I play music.
What do you play?
I play guitar, and I grew up playing bass and guitar and bands and stuff like that.
Are you in bands now, or you just jam?
No, I just play. Yeah, I think that's why I got into country music, was because I stopped playing with people, and it's the best music to play by yourself. I think. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
On guitar.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Some, Willie Nelson style.
Hell yeah! I used to rock.
Oh, did you?
Once upon a time, yeah.
I occasionally rock still.
I mostly played solo or in acoustic projects, so not really in full bands. I'm technically in a band now, but we've played one show together, and it'll be a one show a year type deal.
Yeah. I bet that's more shows than most bands, Well,
maybe so.
So that's a band.
And I don't really I like doing it. It is really fun, and I love the people in it, but it's not my project. It's my friends' thing that I get to sing in, so I didn't write anything. I just kind of show up and do what they tell me, which is actually probably ideal for me. I'm not really a good songwriter, but but I just don't get to do it that often.
Yeah, that's fun.
I used to play solo, but I don't think I'm doing that anymore.
Yeah, you done.
I think I'm over that. Yeah, that chapter's gone, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah. When I moved to LA, I kind of made the decision to stop playing music and to like just focus on making films and whatever. But I kind of regret that now because I don't think it had to be so black and white.
Yeah. Where did you come from?
Ohio. I was born and raised in Cleveland, but cool. I went to college in Athens, Ohio, and then moved from there to LA.
Cool. Hell yeah. You could totally start a band again out there.
Yeah, you think I could do it?
You absolutely could.
I should.
The rock scene is like much smaller out there, but it's not non-existent. I bet
in LA?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. You gotta find
you don't believe
me?
The
people. I don't believe you, really.
Somebody I used to play with now lives there and plays there. His name's Stone. He's also a jingle producer in his day job.
Oh,
but
yeah.
He's a musician who makes music and writes albums and shit.
Does he rock?
He does rock. That was my favorite project I ever was a part of, just singing with Stone.
Wow.
But I have a couple friends out there who are in bands, actually.
Yeah, huh?
Not chiller bands, mostly punk bands, but...
Yeah.
But you could be in a punk band if you wanted.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet you could find people. Come on.
I feel like just getting like people together to meet up and like practice, and that just sounds like such a hassle. You know, like
do you sing?
It's so hard. I did.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
So then do something solo.
That's got to be the way.
You could do it. Come on.
Okay, I'll be in a band.
Do rock and roll.
That's fine, yeah.
Pressuring you to be in a rock and roll band for no reason.
Sending you demos.
Do it.
Rock demos.
Yeah, and if you need backup vocals,
sick.
I'll put some down.
Yeah, let's go.
Hell
just need like a drummer. And
you don't even need a drummer in this day and age. You get like a little beat pad. Beep, beep, boop,
That's
boop.
true.
You're good.
We just need a beat pad drummer, then, and we're off to the races.
I know some people. I know some people. I think we can make it happen.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Rock and roll, baby. All right, let's talk about this movie.
Cool.
Okay, we picked the 2013 film Bad Milo. You picked this off of my list. What drew you to this film? Had you seen it before?
I hadn't seen it.
Yeah.
But I remember by the response, I had a feeling that it wasn't going to be that great, just because it had so many elements that I loved at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But
at the time that it came out, you remembered
that? At the time that it... Yeah, and I remember like it just like coming and going so quickly, and I feel like advertising is so good at targeting in on its exact audience, and I was its exact audience, and it didn't like push me hard enough.
Yeah,
so I felt like maybe.
So for that reason, it was probably a flop.
Yeah, that's what I.
Because it seemed like your absolute shit, but you still weren't like all that attracted towards it.
Yep, 100%. Yeah.
I didn't remember this coming out. I hadn't.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know about it when it came out, I don't think. I think I just found this a couple of years ago.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I watched this 2 years ago first.
Oh,
I don't remember where I found it exactly. I don't know. I'm in all kinds of like film groups and shit. I'm sure I just like saw it on something, or maybe was even just like looking through Ken Marino's IMDb or some shit.
Probably.
But that sounds like me. But yeah, so I had seen it then and put it on my list at that time to do for the podcast, and hadn't seen it since. So I was a little rusty on it, but I'm glad you picked it, and I think it's a good one for you to pick.
Yeah, no, I think so too. It's a fun movie, and it had like the little creature in it, and that. I got excited about that because I had been
because you're horny for creatures.
Little creatures, and yeah, exactly. I need them around.
You love a fucked up little guy.
Totally, they're the best.
Hell yeah, yeah. I love them too.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was written and directed by Jacob Vaughn, who I think has not made anything else cool. Sorry, sir, if you're listening. But he's worked on a bunch of Duplass Brothers movies in like smaller production roles. So he's been maybe a part of stuff that is cool.
Yeah.
And they also produced, probably because of that. In the movie, we got Ken Marino, of course, Patrick Warburton, the Tick himself, Gillian Jacobs, Mary-Kate Place, Kumail Nanjiani, Stephen Root. Just a absolutely wild cast.
The cast is so incredible. It's surprisingly good. And maybe at times, I don't know. This was something I was kind of struggling with, where it was like the cast they got was maybe not right for the role, but so such a wonderful person to have in the movie, you know? And maybe it made the movie not as great, but I couldn't tell. I don't know.
Because you think some people didn't fit in their positions?
Yeah. I don't know. Did you think that? I don't know.
Okay, don't elaborate any further, but when we get there, tell me who.
Yes, okay.
I'd love to know, but I don't want to be spoiled.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, critic scores are pretty bad. 57 on Rotten Tomatoes, 73% of Google users. That's actually not that bad. Okay, actually something I'm going to have you do, which I didn't warn you about at all, is read a synopsis for this movie.
Oh boy. Okay. A stressed out man discovers that his unusual stomach problems are caused by a tiny demon living up his hindquarters. And that is... and that excessive anxiety causes the creature to escape and slaughter the man's tormentors. Okay.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
I forgot about the term hindquarters, and it is so funny. Why are we not talking about hindquarters?
I mean, I feel like the movie should have been using words like hindquarters.
You're totally right. But they were a little less evolved.
Yeah. It wasn't
It was
sophisticated.
very butt.
Yes, it was very butt.
Absolutely butt in this movie. Going butt mode. No other, there's so many amazing words for that part of the body. Like there's more words for that part of your body than any other part of anyone's body, right?
Yeah, I think you're right. You must.
Butt, rear, derriere, booty, that thing, hindquarters. There's got to be more. This is just what's coming off the dome, going. Okay?
Yeah.
And cheeks? I don't know. And yet, throughout this script, we're just getting butt energy.
Yes.
They could have definitely spiced it up a little.
I think you nailed it. That was my biggest problem with the movie.
Was the butt energy?
If they fixed that one piece, everything else would have fallen into line, and it would have been, I don't know, a Cannes premiere. I don't know. It's Sundance. It could have
This did play at South by.
I know. Yeah, I did see that, actually.
Which is kind of major, but without the cast.
The cast and the Duplass brothers. And
You're right.
Yeah. And I guess, I mean, it probably is a fun movie to watch in theaters, especially at like a midnight screening or something.
Yeah. And let's be clear, I still think it's a fun movie.
No, it is a fun movie. My second round skim of it was very fun.
Much more fun than your first round full watch.
Yes, yeah. I think I was probably just so depressed I wasn't watching Below Deck that I couldn't get in the right headspace.
Yeah. And what a shame, because you kind of missed out on a cinematic masterpiece.
It's true.
Just by being grouchy. Maybe, do you have the thing, like, if somebody forces you to watch something, then you hate it? Do you have that thing?
No, I don't think so. I think it gets me pumped.
Yeah? If somebody forces you to watch something?
Yeah, well, it depends too, I guess. But
or if, like, I don't know. It's kind of a different thing. I was going to say if, like, too many people are saying, like, oh, this thing is amazing, everybody should watch it, kind of thing. I'm usually pissed if somebody makes me watch something. But
oh, wow. Oh, no.
Not always.
I won't recommend anything.
No, please recommend.
Anyway, yeah.
I love Recs. I don't like being forced to watch something. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they're sitting next to you just like glaring.
Yeah.
Like, trying to make sure you're enjoying it hard enough.
Yeah, not that. I don't like that.
Yeah.
And I like to have a choice. Or if it's like somebody who knows my taste, that's maybe a different thing too. I'm thinking of like, I don't know, because I think you've been dating the same person for a long time. But when you start dating someone and it's like they want you to watch like some shit that's not your thing and it actually kind of sucks, like such as, I don't know, wrestling would be like something that's coming to mind.
Yeah.
And like, then you just like have to watch wrestling all the time and it's not really a choice. Or I dated someone who was really into that show. Oh, fuck. Now I can't remember what it's called, but it's like about the hillbilly family that makes the duck.
Oh, something Kingdom. Is it?
Duck Dynasty.
Duck Dynasty. Yes. But was it bad? It probably wasn't bad.
It's pretty bad. You know, and then I'm just like pissed the whole time.
Yeah.
And I don't.
Yeah.
Ugh. Anyway, that's a different.
That's unfortunate because there's probably 96 seasons of it, so you can't even get through it all. I
wasn't even allowed to talk when Duck Dynasty was on. That's how serious it was.
That's awful. That's a show that you're supposed to talk. Wow.
Can you believe I got shushed?
Wow.
Yeah, that's fucked up. But anyway, Bad Milo's different, and I forced you to watch this, and you were pissed, but not for that reason.
Yes. No, I was also a part.
You also did pick it. Yeah.
Picking it. Yeah.
That's true. It was consensual.
It was consensual. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think we had Ken Marino. I had to watch it. He's the best.
The combination of like Ken Marino, the goofy, even without having seen it, the goofy vibe of it. You can tell there's a goofy vibe going on. And then there's a little creature guy.
Yeah.
You had to go for it.
I
totally get it. Yeah. Okay, so getting into the movie. All right, we kind of cold open into chaos and we don't really know what's going on at that moment, but we come back to that later. I do love the opening credits sequence, which is traveling through intestines.
Yeah, that was a good idea. Through the mouth.
Through the mouth.
Straight into the gut.
In the gut, in the bowels, all of it. It's set to like the most intense, like high anxiety music. Because what we have here is an IBS king.
Yeah.
He's an IBS king. This is an IBS representation film. And I'm here for it. I'm also an IBS king, so I see my guy on TV having IBS, absolutely shitting himself to blackout mode. I'm going, yes, I see myself represented in film, finally. And ultimately, that's why I initially watched this movie.
Wow. Some medical solidarity?
Medical solidarity, because us IBS folks are a minority. And it's important for minorities and disabilities to be represented. And I will watch any mediocre content that involves somebody having a terrible time with shitting.
Wow, yeah. Especially if they get Ken Marino on board.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there were other elements to this that definitely helped too.
Are there other IBS-related media that's worth watching?
Well, I do remember there's an IBS character in Black Bear. I didn't fully love that movie, but the character was great.
Yeah, obviously.
This is just coming off the dome. Another one is a short film that actually isn't really online, but Alex Phillips has a short, I think it's just called Toilet, but it stars David Brown and Sarah Squirm, and David Brown has an IBS moment in there.
Oh, nice.
That's a great one. There's probably more, but those are what is coming to mind currently.
It sounds like there's not enough. There's
not enough. People don't shit enough in movies. Oh, Dumb and Dumber. That's not really IBS. Yeah. That's a laxative issue, but
that's a laxative,
you know, we still...
Yeah, you'll give it to him.
I'll give it to him.
I bet I haven't seen Dumb and Dumber 2, but...
You never saw it?
No, but I bet there's a scene like that.
It's just a guess. I saw it, and I don't remember there being a second shit scene. I don't think you could compete with the shit scene from the first one, right? It's so iconic.
I feel like doing a movie, like, 15 years later, they're like, we gotta give him the hits.
We gotta give him the shits.
Like yeah, exactly. It's like repeat, all that stuff. That's just a guess.
I'm stoked whenever I see shit in a movie. I don't know how that sounds, but you know what? I have to speak my truth. That's important to me. And my truth is that when somebody is shitting or having stomach problems or possibly going to shit in the future and it might be fucked up, I'm in. I'm in every time I'm in. So therefore, I was in for this movie.
Yeah, you really are. They do a good job of kind of being both graphic and not graphic at the exact same time.
They teeter a line. They teeter.
Yeah. They'll show the blood. Mm-hmm. They'll show the dried feces all over him, but they're never really showing a splatter or anything.
Never a splatter. Sometimes we do get some toots. We get a couple toots.
Actually, amazing grumbling sounds.
Yes,
I remember
the tummy grumble, for sure. Yeah. And the sweats. The sweats are actually a really crucial element to IBS that people don't talk about. The sweats in the moments leading up, the anxiety. Where is a toilet? How fast can I get there? What is going to happen to my clothes? I'm sweating.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, they really focus on the details.
Yeah, they got the sweat in there. The bags under the eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then what it ends up being a little creature.
We don't know about the creature yet, but I think the creature is metaphorical because also IBS is a little creature you can't control. Who lives in your bowels. And you know what? I wish it was a creature that could come outside and then I don't always have to live with it.
Yeah, it just goes and murders.
And when he's murdering, not my problem. I'm over here blissful, carefree, eating whatever I want.
Yes.
What a dream that would be for me, because I'm tormented by food. Okay, so in the movie, one of the first things they do is go to the doctor, who says that he has a trooper in his pooper, and other such things.
Yes.
Due to poor stress management. I think in that scene, too, something that has to be noted is Gillian's shirt. Did you notice her shirt in this scene?
Oh, like horses? It's like blue with horses?
It's like royal purple button down with horses on it. And just what a gorgeous blouse.
It's incredible that I remember that.
I can't believe you did.
I think that's a bad sign. I shouldn't, I don't know.
You shouldn't be focusing on a gorgeous, smoking hot woman who doesn't have diarrhea.
At least not her shirt.
Why are we focused on her shirt area specifically? Oh, I remember what was in that area.
Huh.
It was horses. Well, that's all right. Not a crime. She started it by being on TV. But we have to shout out the shirt because that is a crazy-ass shirt.
Yeah. Memorable.
And so the doc tells him he has to reduce stress to fix his tummy. However, what we find throughout the movie is that it's basically impossible for him to reduce stress due to everything absolutely being chaos in his life. Starting with his job. His job where the tick guy is his boss, Patrick Warburton, the little freak.
Is he the guy from Seinfeld too, or is that a different guy?
I believe he's also in Seinfeld, yes. He's in lots of stuff, but I think of him as the tick. He sticks with me as the tick. I love the tick. And the tick just feels like... Oh, yeah. It feels like him, I don't know. Just a goofy guy. And in this movie, too, he gets to be goofy all the time. He's constantly making choices that are so goofy and sometimes so over the top, but they just work. I think they just kind of rock.
Yeah. I saw one moment where after he first tells him to, that he has to go fire that guy or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then off camera, he goes, "Look what I can do." Yes. And he just does a shimmy.
Iconic.
It's so nice.
That was an ADR line, too. That was
really?
After. Yeah. He invented that after.
How, is that true? Yeah. How could you know that?
Because I watched the commentary.
Wow.
Yeah.
You have the inside scoop.
I just found so random because I just watched this today is Monday. I watched this on, I think, Saturday for the pod. Sunday, I go to Goodwill. I find the DVD there. What the hell?
Synchronicity.
It's kismet. It was meant to be. So I bought the DVD, of course. And so I watched all the special features yesterday, including the commentary, which turned out to be crucial because I actually learned so much from the commentary. And there are, let's say, 5 articles on this movie on the entire internet. So.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
And they say
That's
nothing.
Not a good sign.
They have they all say the same thing, which is like, wow, it's like a shit movie, but it's actually emotional. It's actually deeper than shit. And that's all they say, like no other details. I'm not even sure. I'm still not sure after having watched all the stuff how the people in this movie feel about their time being in this movie. I'm not sure. I did feel like Ken Marino and some of the interview stuff that's on the DVD special features is kind of almost making fun of it. I'm just not really sure how he feels about it.
I wonder what the script was like that drew them all to it, or how it could have been any different. I have no idea. Because that is a memorable cast. That is an incredible
I think the Duplass brothers brought a lot of people to the thing. I think a lot of it was their pull. But I'm not sure why they were so stoked.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. I have to watch these special features. I think I'll be convinced or...
I don't know. I don't know if you actually have to watch them. Okay, so the tick guy is his boss, and he tells him that he's going to have to lay off people, even though he's an accountant and has nothing to do with laying off people generally, and also makes him move his office to a toilet that he shares with another guy. It's not really, like, explained why he needs to move his office, though.
Yeah, not at all. And then it doesn't really connect except for the movie being about pooping.
Yeah, they're just kind of rubbing it in, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. And rubbing it in that it's like, that's a bad office. We're giving this guy a bad job.
Or like just giving him a reason to not like the other guy that he shares the, I was going to say cubicle, but it's that he shares the toilet with.
Yeah. The guy had a nice name for that. I can't remember it now.
What?
I can't remember. He called the cubicle buddy or I don't know. It'll come to me. It'll come to you. Yeah, I'll let you know.
Meditate on it. Okay. Yeah. Okay, then we have the family dynamic going on, which is Ken's mom dating Kumail Nanjiani, much younger than his mother. In real life, they're about 10 years apart, Kumail and Ken Marino. So I don't know what their characters are, but...
And Gillian and Ken are like... must be like 15 years apart.
Are they? I didn't look up their age, but that's problematic. No, I'm just kidding. They're grown enough to where it doesn't matter. Huh?
Yeah, they're definitely grown enough, but I feel like the sort of scorn that the mother gives about having babies and stuff feels like what happens to like a younger couple.
They are 15 years apart.
Yeah, wow. But Ken looks amazing. Mm-hmm. He looks younger, I guess.
He could be younger, yeah.
Yeah, but I think Kumail is the role that I was like, this cast doesn't seem right.
Yeah?
Like, it feels almost like that storyline was put in place when someone's like, I bet we could get Kumail in it.
I don't think, though, that Kumail was anybody at this time.
Yeah, that's probably true.
This is before he did The Meltdown. This is before he did, this is only, his third or fourth film role, and I think it's his first one where he has a named character.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
So this is Kumail pre-Kumail.
Oh, all right. So they did it on purpose and it felt off.
I think, and this is problematic, but I wasn't the problematic one in this situation. I think it was maybe race-based because, okay, so one of the writers, not the one who directs, but the other one, mentioned that where he's from, somewhere in Texas, there's a town where all these doctors live with their wives, and they're all these young Middle Eastern doctors who have these older white lady wives. And he didn't even say Middle Eastern, he said Indian. However, Kumail's Pakistani, so I think he's kind of...
Yeah.
But anyway, I think that just the visual of the younger, Middle Eastern man who's, very smart, rich doctor and, the older white lady was kind of what he was going for. Because that joke is also brought back later when the very end of the movie, jumping all the way ahead to the very end, when they have a party. Did you notice the party guests?
I guess I didn't. I was...
The party guests are entirely younger Middle Eastern men with older middle-aged white women.
Interesting.
That is the whole party. It's all these couples, the entire party. That's all that's there.
Wow. And this is based off of his hometown?
Based off of a town that was near where he grew up or something. I don't think it was actually his hometown, but
Wow. Okay. So
yeah.
He meant to do it.
So yeah, I think it was less of let's get Kumail Nanjiani name on this, and more of who's a Middle Eastern guy who can be funny.
Yeah. Wow.
So look, I didn't make that choice. But I think that's the choice that was made.
Yeah.
Kumail maybe was doing comedy at this time, though. I think he probably was.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm sure he had to be.
Yeah.
I have to find this town they're talking about. See, you've got all these secret insights.
If you knew the stuff, too, this would be a boring conversation, wouldn't it?
Yeah, probably.
You'd be like, yeah, I know. Shut up.
But it could be good. We're just both like trying to say the fact faster. It's always fun too.
Yeah, that makes for good audio. Just as fast as we possibly can talk.
Yeah, we can spit it out first.
Right after this too, Kumail and Ken Marino did that show Burning Love together.
Oh, it's the best.
I love that show.
So good.
Yeah.
We just rewatched the first 2 seasons.
Really?
And I don't know why we didn't watch the last one, because we like loved it and like, you know. But yeah, so good. That was like the best time of like web series TV, and like all that. Like David Wayne was doing a bunch of great stuff then.
Wayne days.
Wayne days, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Stella was kind of doing something.
Yeah. So maybe like, I don't know what relationship like him and Ken Marino had at the time of starting this movie, but maybe this movie branched off their beautiful friendship, because they do play off each other really well in the film too.
Yeah.
They do some good improv together. I am also curious what the raw script looks like, because so much of this is improvised.
Yeah.
It'd just be interesting to see.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it got everyone interested.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then in that case, maybe a lot of the unsophisticated butt humor is because of this, because they didn't read the lines from the script.
They were inventing butts on their own.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
The script had who knows how many sophisticated ways of saying.
You're right. So we should actually let the writers off the hook on that one and hold the improvisers accountable.
Yeah, except we will hold them accountable for the entire town of young Middle Eastern men and older
white ladies.
Divorced women. Yeah.
You know, that is another way that this movie is biographical to me too, is that when I was in my early 20s, my mom, who was at that time in her mid 40s, also dated a young Indian man who was my age.
Wow.
For several years. I think at a gas station.
Incredible. Was there a story at the gas station?
Well, my mom she was a sales rep for a beverage company. So a lot of her job was like stocking shelves at gas stations, just like driving around to different gas stations and stocking shelves. And she's very outgoing and like chatty, you know. I didn't get anything from her. But so I don't know. They probably just hit it off. And yeah, they dated for a long time.
Wow, that's amazing.
Also in this movie, they are like so sexual.
Yeah, which is true. Is that what you're
That's also true to my story. It's also true to my story. And they were sexual and perverse. And my mom told me that so I was already out of the house at this point, but my younger brother still split time between his dad and my mom's house. And she told me that they had to fuck in my brother's bed because my mom's bed had dog hair on it, because she had a dog and the dog would sleep with her. And this guy didn't like the dog hair. So whenever they fucked, they would do it in my brother's bed.
Who still lived there?
Yeah, but they shared custody. So like he wasn't always there. You know, he wasn't like in the room.
Yeah. But yeah, he always came home and they had just washed the sheets. He was just like,
I don't know.
Wow, that's so nice.
I don't know if my brother ever knew that, and I in fact don't know if he still knows that currently. So Cody, if you're listening, secrets revealed.
Yeah. Wow, I can't believe your mom told you that. How'd you retrieve that information from her?
It wasn't hard. Both my parents were very, let's just say, free with their bodies, very, open sexually, probably not in a cool, chill way. Like, my mom was naked a lot, and, I had friends that stopped coming to my house because my mom would just walk out naked all the time, and it made them uncomfortable. And I just think, I didn't know this wasn't everyone's experience.
Yeah.
So I learned that I have different type of parents than most people. I don't know why. I don't know why they're like that, but they were.
It's nice. You get all these cool stories. Or stories,
all these
I guess.
cool, horrible stories about knowing exactly how my parents fuck for no reason.
And it relates to these movies that you see.
Yeah, now I can share my
later.
trauma with everyone.
Yeah.
So all that to say is I relate to this film.
Yes. Yeah. It struck a chord at the dinner table scene.
Yeah. Okay, so in the movie, Ken Marino shits so hard that he passes out. Iconic. And then what happens is he wakes up from having passed out shitting and finds out that his weird coworker that he was sharing the toilet with, was murdered by what they're saying is possibly a rabid raccoon. The filmmakers didn't want there to be police involved in this movie at all because they think it kills a story if there's police. So that's why they made it like an animal control situation. And I guess at one point they were supposed to have like animal control guys who come in and say, this is our 9/11. Which could have been kind of funny, but we never see any animal control guys, I don't think. Not that I recall.
I can't remember. Maybe just on the news videos, but yeah.
So they don't think it's murder. They think it's a raccoon. Yes. And fuck raccoons. Do you have opinions on raccoons?
I think they're okay.
You were praising them earlier for being able to evolve in such a manner.
Adapt. I like that they evolved, in like a big city way. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Like most animals haven't really done that. Like, but raccoons have kind of lived up to it. When I first moved to LA, I lived in this house that we just had like a bunch of raccoons that lived on our roof. Mm-hmm. And maybe in our roof as well. And they were just like so gnarly. Every time I'd like park my car and have to walk like at night from my car
to the
back door, they're just like, you just see these eyes glowing, like looking at you, and it's like so frightening.
Mm-hmm. And they'll just watch you.
Yeah.
They'll pause and watch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just like, eat all the garbage, which sucks if it gets everywhere. But it's like,
did they destroy your house?
No, not really.
Wow.
We had this like ancient landlord. He was like, it had to be 100 years old.
Hell
and
yeah.
he would come up and climb up onto our roof and put these traps filled with hot dogs. And like probably once a week he'd be like coming off our roof, like holding a raccoon, like laughing. It was so great.
What'd he do with them?
He joked that it went to the taco man. But I don't know. He didn't.
He's over there laughing with baskets full of raccoons.
He was nuts.
So jovial, 100-year-old man with a basket full of raccoons.
He also fell through the roof once. Because we had a back house that my friend lived in, and he fell right through the roof, dangling legs, while my friend was, I think, in the shower.
Wait, how'd his legs go?
Just a little dangle. And I think they had to get him all the way through to the bottom. That was the only way to get him out.
Yeah.
He had to finish his journey.
Finish him.
Yeah.
And so he made it through the roof successfully.
Yeah.
He made a new door is what happened.
Exactly, yeah. He probably like patched it together. He was
Didn't
like,
expect to see me here. That's nuts.
Yeah, he was crazy.
I also have a long storied history with raccoons. I got bit by a raccoon when I was a teenager. I had to get rabies shots.
I bet.
I had a house that got infested with raccoons in my attic, but the way my house was like the attic and my bedroom were the same level. There was just like a wall that split the two. So the raccoons were just on the other side of my bedroom wall.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it can't be good.
Ate up and pissed on and shit on all of my stuff. Absolutely annihilated. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there was one time I spent $100 and built a cat house for stray cats that was like gorgeous. Insulated, shingled roof, like the whole thing. And raccoons absolutely took it over. So.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I say fuck raccoons. I hate raccoons. Little menace ass looking.
I feel like they're living a lot better over by you. Well, they got into the house. They're in like an outdoor house or whatever, a cat house. They've evolved even further.
The time that one bit me, it was caught in a trap, and I was trying to let him out of the trap. So even then, I was trying to be nice to the little guy, and he fucking bit my ass. Those things can bite fast too.
Yeah,
it was
those little teeth those are the worst
fast.
Teeth.
Yeah,
they're like narrow and like. Yeah.
Bite fast and hard.
Sucks. Mm-hmm. Did it take a chunk out?
No. It left kind of like tooth holes, but not like, you didn't like rip a chunk away.
Wow.
Just bit a couple of my fingers.
Oh, man. So how was rabies? Was it bad?
Well, I didn't get rabies, but I did get the shots.
Yeah. Which gives you a little bit of rabies, right?
Does
That's
it?
how those shots work?
Is that how it works? It could be. I don't know.
I think so, yeah. They just give you a tiny bit of rabies.
It was actually part of a whole thing, but so I didn't get rabies shots as soon as I should have, because my mom wouldn't take me to get them. And then I almost got taken away from my mom for that reason. So I had to go get rabies shots. And it's like a series of like 11 shots you have to get over like 3 weeks or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's like a lot of shots. That was when I stopped being afraid of getting shots though. So that worked out for me. And then I didn't get rabies. So I don't know. Maybe the raccoon was fine, but he did.
I can't believe we don't have a better solution. We have an 11-shot program for these rabies still.
Well, what's crazy is that is the better solution, because you used to get them all at once in those like mega shots. You might have seen like our parents' generation like has a bunch of those type of shots where they got a whole bunch at once, and sometimes they have like little circular scars. You ever seen those?
Oh, wow, yeah.
You never seen them? Oh. My dad had some of those scars.
Oh, man,
I think they used to do them for something else too, maybe like polio or something, was delivered in that same way. But yeah, they're like, you get them all at once by this thing that just like...
Oh, like a big...
It's like, you ever see those pens where like, you can push down each color on the side?
I love those pens, yeah.
You knew exactly what I was talking about. I didn't have to explain it. It's like that, but like they all come down at once.
Wow. Intense.
So it's like similar size and shape. But yeah, they all stick you at once.
Wow.
Probably was pretty fucked up. I don't know. I never got one like that. But whenever I tell like an older person that I had to get rabies shots, they go, "Oh God, you got like the 12 shots at once thing." And I'm like, "No, I got they split them up now."
Yeah. Oh, that's better then. No scars.
Yeah, not from that. Not physical.
Yeah, no physical.
But don't be fucking with wild creatures is all I gotta say. If they're wild, they'll bite your ass. Even if they're cute, it don't make a difference. All right, so an hour in, we're about 5 minutes into this movie. But we're getting to one of the most clutch characters, which is the hypnotist therapist. How do you feel about this casting?
Oh, I thought he was okay. He had a great voice.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know what I know him from, but very familiar.
He's in Fargo. I do know that.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what else.
This guy, I'm taking it you didn't like this guy as a cast.
Well, I was just curious because I was thinking like, he's fine. I didn't really have like that much of a problem with the casting generally, I don't think. But I think if anyone stuck out to me as not fitting just in the movie generally.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably him. Like, he's definitely, like, the wildest, you know? He's the most out there.
Yeah. And especially for, like, his wife to send him to this hypnotist or whatever.
Yeah.
Or therapist.
Because his wife is like, you're too stressed and it's fucking up your bowel thing, so you need to go to therapy.
Yeah.
But then sends him to a hypnotist.
Totally bizarre. And then this guy, like, how would she have found him?
Yeah.
I feel like I wasn't ready to suspend my disbelief.
You weren't prepared for him.
Yeah, I really wasn't.
He is like where a lot of the magical elements of the movie like start with him.
Totally.
And a lot of like the plot movement too all happens like in his zone.
Oh yeah.
It's a very important zone. Yeah. He's
got the book with all I actually like when movies do that a lot.
What, when they have a book with lore?
Yeah, when they're like have a complicated problem that they just pull out a book and there it is. It's like, oh, here's the solution.
Yeah, so when he's hypnotized in this office is when the first time the monster comes out the ass. Or the butt, if we're following movie language. So this monster is always living inside of his bowel and can exit itself through his ass. Although it seems like it probably hasn't in his life.
Well, it did to kill the one guy.
Just recently. But he's like, 40 or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't want to guess Ken Marino's age at the time of this movie?
I don't want to guess what they wrote in the script. I bet it's like 26, you know? And they're like, oh, we could get Ken Marino.
He's probably 31.
Let's get him in there. Yeah.
31 is the safe age for movies.
Yes. And he's for sure in his 40s by the time they made
he's
that
like
movie,
45.
Right? Yeah, it's gotta be.
Yeah, I think he's born in like 68 or something like that.
Wow.
So He's like 55 this year, maybe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and this is 10 years old.
Ken.
Yeah. It's always birthday somewhere. What was the point of that? Oh, yeah. So this seems like the first times that this little guy's coming out, though, in his life.
Oh, yeah. Actually, probably my favorite shot of the movie is sort of in the sequence when he climbs back up his legs to go back in.
Yeah.
And I thought that was like the best moment.
They never show Hole, too, which is an interesting choice. And I think a good choice.
Yeah, probably.
Because it stays magical in your mind. You never see him crowning, and you never see him trying to figure out how to get back in.
This could be a budget constraint.
Maybe so. But you just know somehow he does it.
Yeah, somehow.
Ken Marino says that this little guy was one of the main selling points for him to be in this movie. Having this practical little monster who reminds him of like monsters and movies from when he was growing up or that he loves, Basket Case or stuff like that.
I can see that. I mean, it's what sold me on watching it.
Yeah. You also famously love a little creature, as we said.
Exactly. Everyone does. See a little guy like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's a little fucked up guy. They wanted him to look like the lining of your intestines was their like art direction.
That's kind of nice.
They wanted his skin to look and feel like the lining of your intestines. So he is like kind of pink and sweaty or mucosal. And to have really big eyes, and one's a little bigger than the other. And also be really cute, but also really scary. So I think they nailed their intent.
Definitely.
He's an amazing little creature.
Oh, he's so good. He really is. And the teeth, the little teeth that look... they're like raccoon teeth. They're tiny.
They're sharp, and there's 3 rows of them.
Sharp. Yeah, and they're adorable.
Similar to a raccoon. Yeah. They also said that like one of the bonuses to having a practical puppet was that because they're doing so much improvisation, that the puppeteer could react in real time to whatever they decided to do.
Was it a hand puppet?
It was, no, not a hand puppet, one of the kind that has sticks.
So sticks, and then did they do the mouth like with a remote?
Yeah, the facial movement was all with a remote. So that was a second guy like off to the side doing the remote behavior. And then when he blinks was the only time it was CGI'd.
Yeah,
everything
you can
else
tell.
was, yeah.
But it was a cute blink anyways. It was nice.
Yeah. So they had, I watched later in the movie, there's the scene where the 2 ass monsters fight.
Yeah.
And on the DVD, they have like the raw room when that's happening. And in that moment, like I got so much more respect for the actors, because when you don't have like the heightening music in there, and you don't have the monster noises even, because like his noises come later, right? Mm-hmm. You're just like watching somebody, the puppeteer is just like in a full black thing, like the outfit that also covers your face and everything.
Oh yeah, those are great.
Doing the little puppet stuff and like tossing this doll around the room, you know? And then in the fight scene, the 2 men are also like reacting to how the creatures are being hurt, right? So like when a creature gets hurt, they get hurt.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So it's like really strange to watch without all of the stuff in it, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like a fully grown man like throwing some puppet across the room, and then guys on the side being like, oh God, you know, and just like flailing themselves around. And it's dead silent in there because all the noise is noise that comes after.
Yeah, so silly.
It's very silly. But you have to be so serious.
Totally. And then the magic, like, I think that's the magic that gets people excited about, like making anything like that.
Are you talking movie magic?
I'm talking movie magic. So,
wow.
Imagine Ken Marino playing pretend, because he's not being haunted by this ass creature. Playing pretend, and then he goes around and watches the Daily, and he's like, wow, you know.
I did that.
Yeah.
I ate that scene. Yeah, and he also said that another thing that like drew him towards this was that it was a different type of guy than he normally is. He's normally, at least up to this point, he's normally like a goofy asshole, and he wasn't an asshole in this movie. Well, not as directly. He was like a sweet guy that you're sympathetic to, right?
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, he's usually kind of like a ditz in a way that I actually missed, I think. But he was good in it. He was pretty great.
I thought he was awesome in it.
He committed.
He absolutely committed, yeah. So they have him, the hypnotist has him name the creature, and he chooses the name Milo. The original title or name for him was Bruno, because they wanted it to sound like brown, like shit. And so he was like, well, we can't use Bruno because there was another movie called Bruno that came out around then. So they were like, what else can we do that still sounds like something related to shit? And so he said he picked Milo because it was like my lower gut.
Wow, that's a stretch.
It's a little bit of a stretch, but also when you have Bad Milo, you have BM. So and that one kind of works. That one works. I don't know about my lower gut. It is also great. It is a good name. Yeah, my lower gut. My lower intestine. I don't know.
It does work, though. It's good. I like the name Milo. It's kind of like a good dog name or pet name, or like...
Yeah, it feels like a little creature.
Yeah,
that's my
little guy, my
creature.
little Milo. Yeah.
Did you get to puppet your little guy for your movie?
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah.
I think it was fun, but looking back, I wish I had gotten somebody else to do it, because it was like the first time I ever did anything like that.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it's a heavy guy. It's like all this rubber, and I was just getting so exhausted after each take, and it was just like hard to do. And like,
you didn't pump iron in advance.
I know. I really wish I did. Up until this point, my career has not needed me to be like physically fit.
Yeah.
But now I have to start doing the push-ups and
get prepared for your next little guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I do also think it's like such an art to be able to do that stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't have it yet, so I either have to train or just hire someone the better way, I think.
But isn't it so fun?
It's so fun. But then also I couldn't like see the monitor, which was probably the big, like, I don't know how much it bugs anybody else, but when I rewatched the movie, I'm like, oh man, some of the
crap's not where you wanted it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I thought it was, you know?
Yeah.
Because when you're down there, you're like, you're in the zone. You're like really, like you feel it, you know?
Yeah.
And then it just doesn't look the same.
You were personifying that little like worm. What is he to you? A caterpillar? A worm?
He's a worm, yeah. He's a little worm.
Oh, yeah. You were personifying your little worm guy.
Exactly. We were like just in the zone together. But
yeah. But you don't think you'll do that again, even though you bonded.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah.
And you probably grew biceps doing it.
I know, one. I grew one bicep. Grew one. And that's the only one I'll need, I think.
Well, now you got to do one more with the other arm just to even out.
That's true, yeah. You got to work this guy. And
does Popeye just get one bicep?
I think there's a chance that he does. I tried to watch that movie. Have you ever seen Robert Altman's Popeye?
No. Well, no. I did. As a kid, I don't remember it, though.
Oh, as a kid?
Yeah.
It's a crazy movie to watch as a kid. It would be hard.
I've seen worse.
Yeah. It's like a challenging movie as an adult to get through. But I watched it on like Freevee or something, or one of these that has like commercials, and I stopped before like the very end, and now it won't resume. So I have to watch like 45 minutes of commercials to get it, and I just like gave up.
You gotta find it on another app. It's gotta be somewhere else. Come on.
It doesn't exist.
Come on, it's gotta be somewhere else.
It doesn't exist. I'll have to pay like $19 on Amazon, and
you might even be able to like buy a DVD or something.
Probably like an eBay.
Yeah, you can find you can find DVDs so cheap on eBay. Sometimes I'll buy the DVD off eBay because it's cheaper than renting it on Amazon or whatever, and then I get to keep the movie.
That's true. All right, I'm gonna buy Popeye. I'm gonna finish it. I'll let you
when
know
I was
about
little,
his other muscle.
I was obsessed with Popeye the cartoon, so that's why then I had to watch the movie, even if it were probably more for adults.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I don't think it's for adults or kids, really. Mm-hmm. It's just a very quiet and like hard to understand movie. and I couldn't imagine being engaged as a child. I think it is great and entertaining now, though. The sets are so sick.
Yeah, maybe I'll have to pop that boy on.
Yeah. You're going to buy my eBay copy. I have to buy it right now.
You're going to buy it, watch it, put it back on eBay. I'm going to buy it from you. It's going to be a circle of life. I'll bring it back over when we have band practice. It'll be great.
Oh, perfect. We could sing the songs from Popeye.
Hell yeah, we become a Popeye-themed band.
Yes.
I have been growing biceps and telling everyone about it. That's true.
Is that true?
That is true.
Wow. You're doing some workouts?
I've been working out.
Iron?
I've been pumping iron a little bit. I've been doing protein shakes. This is so boring because this is everyone now. But I medically had to start working out because I had to do physical therapy. I was having a hip issue. And the issue was, as my physical therapist says, I didn't have enough ass. So I had to grow an ass to fix my hip. So I medically was required to exercise. So I started exercising there, and then you start with one thing, you move on.
Then you get addicted.
You get a little bit addicted. I used to work out a lot when I was younger. We lost some of that motivation, but I'm like, I should at least start doing mobility training now because I'm in my mid-30s, and soon I'm going to regret not having done it. I'm going to get to an age where I hurt. So I started pumping iron a little bit, and I was like, I've never had biceps. Let's see what we can do there. So let's be clear. I am chubby. I have no muscles, but what you can see is that if I flex my tricep, there is the faintest dimple that was not previously there. And if I flex my bicep, it's not making a bicep, but you can tell that there's something under the skin.
Yeah, that's a muscle.
There's something moving, and have I shown it to every person I've seen in the last 6 months? Yes.
That's motivation, though. That's what keeps it going.
I run into a friend I haven't seen, and I go, oh my God, check out what I have. And I flex my bicep, and they go, what is this? What are you showing me?
That's so sick.
And I go, you can tell something's under the skin, right? And they go, yeah, I guess.
I hope you get so ripped and just start doing competitions and just.
I don't want to be look, I don't want to scare anybody with how ripped I am because I am pretty strong. But
you say that now.
I've always been strong. I'm softball built, I'm tree trunk. I'm sturdy. But I just haven't had the definition. Now we're getting the definition. I'm going to start scaring people.
Yeah.
I did have some physical fitness goals. I've almost made a couple of them.
Nice.
One was to do a deep squat. I did that already. Next, I'm going to do the splits. I'm really close.
Wow.
So
I feel that's something that would be the hardest thing to train for.
Splits?
The splits. Oh, yeah.
Well, at the beginning of the year, I was so I have, even though I haven't always been a exerciser, I've always been a stretcher. So I'm really into stretching. So I was I'm pretty flexible because I've always stretched. So I was I wonder if I just can do the splits, and I've never tried. And so I tried, and I can't. I can't, but I wasn't that far off. And I've been doing focused stretches since then, and what's the word? Strengthening since then. So I'm very close now.
Wow.
I'm 2 fingers from the ground. I'm very close.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I haven't quite achieved it yet, so.
Wow. That's going to be a good day. It's going to be a really good day.
And that could be you too.
It might be. I think I'm a little further off. I used to be able to do the splits when I was a young kid.
Really? I never have in my life.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know how. I did karate and stuff when I was really young.
So you were jacked.
No, I was scrawny. And then I quit everything and just became weak. Pretty much.
But now you're doing puppeting and you play guitar, so that probably has
true.
There's probably some muscle.
A lot of finger strength. Yeah.
You got hand muscles,
yes.
If your hands had biceps, maybe you'd have some.
It could be, yeah. I do have chunky hands.
Oh yeah.
I remember people in middle school used to call them video game hands.
Really?
And I was very good at video games. I used to play games. I had to quit playing video games. I was too addicted.
Oh, yeah?
I liked playing them way too much.
I was never a huge gamer. People told me I had piano hands. They'd always go, "Oh, do you play piano?" Because I got tiny little fingers.
Wow, that's nice. You should get a piano.
I played for a while. I took a keyboarding class in school, and I had a keyboard for most of my life. I don't really play it ever now. It still exists under my bed. It does not come out from under my bed, but it's there in case I ever want to touch it again.
It would probably be a good thing to get into. It's like the greatest party trick or the most annoying party trick.
I never got good enough for it not to be annoying. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I never felt fluent enough on it. I did learn, like, a couple songs that were two-handers. You know, I could play Green Sleeves or whatever. But I never felt that fluent at it. So it always kind of stayed annoying a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's the end of my keyboard journey.
Yeah, you don't need it. You've got the
But I can type really fast.
Now.
I can type on letters keyboard.
Yeah, okay.
I type so fast that my last boss, when I would be at my desk in front of him typing, he'd be like, "There's no way you're typing words. You're just doing gibberish and touching the keys." Like, no, I can type really fast.
Wow. That would be good for gaming. You should pick up some video games.
I'm just not a gamer. I don't think I'm built for it. I have like 3 games, and I will play those till I'm dead, probably.
Yeah.
I'm a Stardew Valley head. I'll play Stardew Valley forever and ever.
I don't know that one.
You don't know Stardew Valley?
No, never heard of it.
Well, you should look into it, because also it's just like a gorgeous game. Like, it's really pretty. I like this game, Night in the Woods, but that's like a one play. It's not like you don't keep playing. You just play through the story and you're done. But I love that game. And then like The Sims and DDR, like I'll probably just play till I'm dead.
Yeah.
That's about it. I don't really play other games. Are you looking at it?
I looked at Stardew Valley. I just have the tabs open. I have 1,000 tabs open that I'll never read. That's kind of my method.
And I just added one to the pile.
Stacked and stacked. You added 3.
Hell yeah.
So eventually my computer will shut down on its own and I'll lose it forever.
Well, Stardew Valley and Night in the Woods both have gorgeous art. So if nothing else, they're really pretty to look at.
Cool. I'm in.
All right. We have digressed so far from the movie. It's actually amazing. Okay, so we're at the hypnotist office.
Yes.
Peter Stormare, I'm not sure how you say his name, the actor, is the hypnotist. But when he was being cast for this movie, he actually sees a hypnotist in real life. And he convinced the director to go to his hypnotist.
Oh, wow.
Allegedly. Because I'm not sure if I believe this story. But the story that he said is, the director says, he goes to see the hypnotist. She reads the script and goes, "Oh, wow, this is actually so weird because this is actually what I do in my practice is like to an extent is that I have people like personify their negative energy and give it a name and embrace it and talk to it. And yeah, just embrace their negative energy and sort of release it healthily or whatever, like, and tell it, I don't need you anymore or whatever." I have a hard time believing that he like went to a hypnotist and convinced her to read a full feature script.
Yeah. That sounds insane.
That's bullshit, right? You can hardly get people to read scripts who are paid to read scripts, right?
That's true, yeah. I couldn't, imagine. Well, but I don't know.
A feature script, too.
Yeah, about, like, shit. A shit monster.
Shit demon.
And she's like, and she reads it, she skips through, and she's like, this is accurate. You know? Yeah, this is all good.
Yeah.
So,
you're some kind of genius.
Wow.
Yeah. It's interesting.
That's amazing. So, and then he casted the guy because he went to a hypnotist, probably. He was like, oh, he's going to know what to do.
He's got this. Yeah.
And that's why his performance was so grounded.
Yeah, so grounded, so real, so good. Because he's been there, and because the script was so accurate and like true to life that he had a really easy time personifying it.
I'll take it,
Yeah, so then he has the book, the big book that contains the myth of the anus.
Yep, as all hypnotherapists/therapists do.
Yeah.
Because he is like, they call him a therapist.
Yeah, they do. But therapists, let's be clear, therapists and hypnotherapists, two different things.
Yes.
Two different practices, I feel like, right?
Yeah, usually. Different books.
Yeah, different books involved, probably different college courses involved.
Yes. College courses are involved.
Yeah, with one of those, for sure. Yeah. So, yeah, very interesting. So, in the book, they show the image of like a hieroglyphic or something, like a man with like a dragon creature coming out of his ass. And I guess underneath that, you'll notice there are like squares of hieroglyphics, and allegedly they spell out butt monster.
Wow.
So
amazing.
Creative.
That's the type of, attention to detail that's going on
that
here.
we're paying for. We're getting our money's worth.
Yeah. Wow.
The monster's out of the ass now, and he goes to the doctor. Quick scene. The doctor who had come to their family dinner to convince them to have a baby at dinner.
Yes. Oh, yeah, we forgot to mention that
We
guy.
did forget to mention that guy.
Who's like a Duplass Brothers...
regular.
Regular, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's great. He's usually great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
great in this, too. He's great.
Usually great.
Usually great. He's always great.
He does get his dick bit off.
Yes.
And I just thought that scene was really cool. There's not really much to it.
It did feel like a little bit, I wasn't prepared for the dick imagery.
Yeah.
You know? And it wasn't like, it was quite graphic, but it wasn't detailed. It wasn't a detail. Like, it was a rock hard...
You were missing detail.
...piece of flesh. I don't think I was missing it. I was shocked that they showed that. I think. Because as like a butt movie, I was expecting mostly butt stuff. Mm-hmm. And I was prepared for that. But once they started doing dick stuff, I was shocked. And... I'm only partially joking.
I can tell that you're dead serious right now.
I am kind of
and I think that makes it even funnier.
You didn't
the
feel
words
surprised?
You're saying are coming right from your heart, and I think that's beautiful.
You weren't surprised? It's shocking.
It is shocking, but I think it's good shocking. Like, this was a hell yeah moment for me. I go,
you're ready for it. Yeah.
That's so sick. I did not expect to see that, but that really like brought the energy back up from after that we've had this like long exposition type time in the therapist's office. Mm-hmm. It's we like, we needed a hell yeah moment to keep going. And that was like a really good hell yeah moment.
Yeah.
And I don't even care, like, whatever he was like, having public sex with a sex worker, like in an alley or something. I don't even give a fuck what he was doing. I think it rocks that monster came over and bit his dick off.
His rock hard. Continuously.
Oh, he was jacking off. That's what he was doing in the corner.
He was.
For a second, I thought he was peeing, but they're kind of similar. You're like, no, not at all. But
not that similar.
When you're in an alley.
When you're in an alley, I would not call the cops on one of them.
What's the difference between piss and cum in an alley? Come on. Either way, your dick's out. So it does get bit off. I just thought it rocked. It looked awesome. It was a great moment. It was the perfect moment, in fact, for that part of the movie, I think. But you were shocked. You had to shield eyes.
Yes.
You're scarred now.
Yeah. I think so.
You drew the limit at butts.
Yeah, and that's why I said he's usually good, because now I don't think I can look at this guy again. Yeah. Without thinking about this.
About his dick half off.
Rock hard half off. Yeah.
It stays hard when it's half off.
Yes, it sure does, yeah.
And it has that, like, rubbery, like, the stretch to it when it's being bitten.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow. And I don't know why he hates that guy.
Well, I think...
It's, like, mildly annoying.
Yeah, I think it was just, like, it's somebody who's stressing him out.
Yeah,
It's not even that he hates him.
Yeah.
Because the same with, like, the guy in his office. Like, he didn't really, like, hate that guy. He was, like, kind of annoyed by him, and he definitely was adding stress to his day. And, like, that guy had, like, deleted important files on his computer.
That was it. Yeah.
So it's like, it's not that he hates him, but he is adding stress to the moment. And stress is what instigates the monster, right?
Yes. Okay.
So he had to kill the doctor due to stress.
Had to.
Had to. Okay, let's see. His entire job gets shut down due to vague crimes.
Those I liked, actually. I liked
the vague
that
crimes?
sort of stuff. Yeah. Just like some sort of fraud. And
I feel like this happens all the time in movies. It can't happen this often in real life, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Just like showing up and everyone's like, there. Shred the files, they're coming. You know? I don't know. Yeah, the tick is there. The tick gets the monster sicked on him.
Yes.
That's like the only time where he makes a conscious choice to be like, monster, get this man.
Yeah, because the tick really lays it in on him.
Yeah, and he's so like cold. Like he's callous. Like he doesn't care at all about what's happening. But he's ruined so many people's lives.
Yeah. We were all happy for that one, I think. We were all cheering.
Is that after we find out that his wife is pregnant? I'm not sure. Can't remember.
I can't remember. But I remember the scene where the monster finds out that the wife is pregnant. Right. And I was like, I thought that was like an incredible puppet performance. I just like the looking and the sounds. I was like, oh, I know exactly what's going on with this puppet.
Oh, also the doctor whose dick got bit off is the same person who does the monster voice.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is he just like... I wonder how that worked out.
He was around anyway because he wanted to hang out with the Duplases.
That's my guess.
So they're like, do some little guy noises.
Yeah, he's like close enough, and he's like, come on in for a couple days.
But he does, even though it's the only time he makes a conscious decision to sick the monster on someone, he instantly regrets it. Or he, like, feels remorse or something. When he runs down to the other, wherever the elevator was landing, he's kind of like, oh, man. Well, I caused a murder. Then him and the monster take off to a hotel together to protect the wife.
That is the best part of the movie. That's the movie I wanted to watch.
Yeah.
That hotel.
Just him and his IBS living together.
Oh, it's so great. Like, even the scenes... Like him trying to get him to eat cat food and stuff, it's not that interesting to me.
Yeah.
But just the mood in there made me just like that's what I wanted the whole movie to be.
Just him like cuddling, spooning his little guy.
Yeah.
It could be a really fun movie.
It would be so good just watching TV together and like... That was the best part. Or maybe I'm wrong and it's the best part because we didn't get enough of it, you know?
Yeah, if there were more, we might get sick of it. But I don't know. I think you're onto something. It was great vibes. It was interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did like that part. And they get to
different.
know each other. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they became buddies. Maybe he becomes a good dad. I don't know. I think I was really trying to analyze the movie at some point, and by the end of it, I was like, I should not try to figure out what it's trying to teach us.
I don't know if it's trying to even teach us that much.
Yeah. Something about genetics, and you're not your family, but you kind of are.
Yeah. But
you can deal with it in different ways.
Or like a generational trauma thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
The therapist does tell him that his issues stem from his daddy, his absentee father.
Yes.
So he goes to find his dad.
Another great casting choice.
Yeah, casting choice. Daddy Stephen Root. Great in the role, of course.
Oh, yeah. Incredible haircut as well.
So good at just being him. I don't know. I was gonna try and describe what his guy is like, but I think if you are just familiar with him, you go, well, it's Stephen Root doing his thing.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, then they have that therapy session together where we do find out that Daddy also has a tiny little old monster up his ass.
Which was nice, actually.
It was. Yeah.
You knew it was going to come out the entire movie. You knew it was in there.
When you found him living in the woods, that gave away something. It's like if he would have just been a guy with another family in some suburb. You've been I don't know what his deal is. And
he's smoking all that weed. He's trying to remain calm.
He's trying to chill.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's got his own private outhouse out there.
Yes.
That's also full of shit.
Yeah. That's the scene where when the monster comes out and falls into the outhouse shit, and then climbs up and he's covered in shit, and then he has to go back into Ken Marino, and they have like a thing. That was I don't know.
Did that cross a line for you too?
It sort of did. It was just like some ideas I didn't want to think about. Like,
that's like a thing though, like putting other people's shit up your own ass, because people have had to do that when they don't have the right bacterias in their gut or whatever. That is a thing. I don't know.
I read about it. I read about they have pills.
Yeah.
Where you can take the little pills and the gut bacteria. And it's like a regimen. It's similar to the rabies regimen.
Yeah.
You can't just get it in one pill.
It's got to be multiple.
Yeah. And there's something about I don't know. I might be confusing articles. I'm not going to get into it.
Come on, tell us some fake science.
This might be real, might be fake, but it has something to do with like depression as well. Like where getting other healthier gut bacteria can also help with like brain activity and like depression.
That feels like it's probably true. Huh.
It could be. It could be true. I could be mixing up with another thing, but let's just say that we should all be taking these healthy gut bacteria.
Yeah. I think having a healthy gut, or your gut health being normal, and not having a shit disease probably would contribute to your overall happiness. Yeah.
Yeah. Both. Yeah, but chemically and physically.
Yeah. I think they're linked.
Yeah. I believe it.
So yeah, Daddy does have an old monster. Old monster looked amazing.
Oh, I loved Old Monster. He had like rounded teeth.
Yeah.
He never had a chance in that fight.
No, but also the fight like introduced some things. The fight introduced like that if you hurt the creature, you hurt the guy.
Yes.
But also like not exactly.
Yeah.
Because old guy creature gets stabbed, let's say 35 times. Yeah,
in like the most gruesome part of the movie. It was so like relentless. He just like kept
stabbing. And
endless.
Like Dad is kind of like, oh, ow, oh, but like he doesn't die. And I don't know if it's clear or not if the old monster dies.
I think that's what they were hinting on.
That he dies?
That he doesn't die, but he's so injured that what's his name's now in a wheelchair and kind of a mute. He's a mute, right? At the end, he doesn't talk at all, or
they referred to him as lobotomized, but yeah, I think he has some stuff going on.
Yeah,
he's got some new issues for sure.
Yeah, the logic there was a bit murky.
Yeah, murky. Yeah, because then later, also ending spoiler, but later they chop Milo's limbs off.
Oh yeah.
But like Ken Marino's limbs are fine. He's still walking around. So you're like, where's I don't exactly understand the logic. I don't know.
But he does, when he chops it, doesn't he like kind of fall for a minute?
He does do like but then he still uses his arms and is walking and stuff. So
maybe it all has to do with the brain. Milo's brain is still intact, and the old guy, maybe he did. The old, what was his name? Rufus or Raphael or something? He had a good name for that.
I don't remember. I don't think it was Raphael. I wish it was. Maybe, I don't know. Ralph? Rudy?
I think it was Ralph.
Was it Ralph? I really don't know. Are we looking it up?
We have to find out.
We have to know.
It is Ralph.
Is it Ralph?
Ralph.
Wow. Well, look, I'm a genius.
Look at that.
Don't know how I pulled that one out.
Amazing. Well, it's a great monster name.
Well,
Ralph.
Yeah, it is. That fight scene was really good, though, between the monsters.
Pretty entertaining and really intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, malicious. You really you knew Milo was a bad guy, but then you really saw how bad he was.
Milo's got daddy issues, too.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
Then Milo finds out that wife is pregnant, so he's after the wife. He's out of there going to find wife.
Greatest puppet performance in the movie.
And wife is at Ken's mom's house at this party. And he tries to call them and warn them, but like breaks his phone instantly somehow.
Oh, yeah. Some horrible drop.
And his mom does say probably a butt call. So there's another butt in there. And then once he gets there, we're back at the opening scene. So we've made the full round. And then we're moving forward from here. He's trying to basically warn his wife to hide because this creature is after her. And she doesn't even know that the creature exists at this point. But she does have to dodge into the basement, which happens to be a sex dungeon.
Ah, yes, of course.
So we get some classic dildo comedy. Dildos, her throwing dildos at Milo to stop him. I guess one of the only things she requested was that no dildo hit her in the face because she didn't want to be gift.
Wow. And this is like 2016 or something, so
13.
She knew. 13, wow.
Yeah.
Very ahead of the time there.
But was she already like famous at this point? I think she was.
She must have
Wins Community.
Yeah, she must have been on Community at this point. But I'm thinking these GIFs, like, how long were GIFs around for?
I think GIFs have been around for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, but in 2013, what were we passing them around on Facebook?
Or E-Bombs World?
E-Bomb, totally. It would be
E-Bombs World's old. Older than that.
Yeah. But I don't think, like, maybe Instagram was around a little bit.
Yeah, I think I actually got Instagram in, like, 2012. And I feel like I wasn't the first. I didn't think it was cool at first, so...
Yeah.
Like, I was late. I was always late to every social media because I thought they were dumb for a long time, and then I eventually joined.
Yeah.
And now that's, like, half of what I do with my whole entire life.
Wow. So you have to jump on it early now. You have to get on Threads.
No, fuck no, I'm not getting on Threads. I'm going to do the same shit I always have done. Threads is dumb as fuck. I'm not getting on the other alternate Twitter either.
Yeah.
No, fuck that. I don't understand Threads. I'm fully geriatric. I don't understand it, and I'm not going to do it. That's all I know.
We'll see.
Check back in 2 years.
Be the king of Threads.
Probably so. Anyway, where were we?
Oh, because she didn't want to be gift.
Oh, yeah, she didn't want to be gift. Man.
Smart move. Smart move.
Smart move.
Or
what?
Even just like a smart play if you don't want to get hit in the face by a dildo.
That is so true. But she is, like, basically the only woman in the cast.
Oh, yeah. She's maybe the only sympathetic character as well. Kind of everybody else is a bad person.
She's the only normal one.
Mm-hmm. And has a great shirt.
Yeah.
Great t-shirt.
The mom's, like, not bad, maybe.
Yeah.
She's something. She's overbearing, maybe.
Yeah. And just, like, very sexual.
And you know what? Sex positive.
Well, it's just like, I think they're trying to do it in a funny way. Being sexual
is illegal.
They're just trying to do it as like a funny thing, and it's not that funny, you know?
Yeah, you weren't having it.
I wasn't laughing. At those parts. But when Milo like climbs up a leg, I laughed at that. That was nice. They should have done more climbing.
I love all the creature stuff. The creatures like running across the floor, that always gets me.
Oh,
their little
so
legs
good.
just
when
like
you see the legs.
Yeah, they're just like hopping. They can't walk right because they're a puppet, you know, so they're like kind of hopping, kind of
so good.
Kind of
they
dragging.
Need more of that. Yeah.
That will get me every time. I love a creature who can't walk right, skittering across the floor. A tiny short-legged guy.
So good.
Yeah, there wasn't enough of that.
The blast through the door in that scene was really spectacular.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah. I think Ken Marino did his own stunt on that too. He got harnessed up and pulled and everything.
Oh wow!
And you can't even really tell in the shot, to be honest. I rewatched it.
Wow!
It like cuts right in the middle of it, and then just shows him falling on the floor. So kind of for nothing did his own stunt. Huh.
Yeah, maybe that's why he's bitter at the movie. They cut it out.
I don't know. Maybe it's just like hard to talk about seriously because like some of the questions are like, you know, what drew you to do this movie? And he's like, well, you know, I heard there was a movie about like a monster who comes out my asshole. And I go, wow, that's genius. Let me take part in that. You know, like.
Yeah.
It's like hard to like be too serious about it anyway. I don't know. Okay, anyway, they escape this monster. He doesn't kill anybody, but he almost gets to the party crowd outside, who are all outside with tiki torches. All the young Middle Eastern men and their older middle-aged white women wives. I just looked on the IMDb and their characters are called Indian Man. So
what are the white women
love
called?
that. I don't know. I didn't look at that. I just happened to notice the guys. But he doesn't quite make it to them because Ken Marino stops him and chops all his limbs off, basically.
With an axe.
With an axe. And in between sort of being also hurt by somehow, however the monster logic works, like every time he gets chopped that he feels a little pang or whatever. Then we have that gorgeous scene of Milo with all his limbs like hanging off of him, being swaddled in in a lady's scarf, and he says "Dada."
See, this is the stuff about the theme and the heart of the movie that was a little bit complicated to figure out.
Yeah, because also like, isn't the older ass monster his dad?
Oh, I didn't think about it like that. But
maybe we have to learn to love our inner demon to heal.
Think that's what it is. Yes. I really do think it's something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
I think so.
I did like in that part too, after Milo says Dada and he's all cute and he's got his big eyes, somebody off screen in the background goes, "What the hell? That's his father?" And I just thought that was kind of a good, like,
that's pretty good. Yeah.
Off-screen line.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good.
Yeah. And the mom knew about the dad's belly monster the whole time. And how do you not, like, raise this child your entire life knowing that he has, like, absolutely horrifying stomach issues and go, oh, it's probably, like, a monster like your dad had?
Oh, yeah.
No heads up at all.
She's so casual about it.
Yeah.
So casual.
I knew your dad had the thing. I just figured he was the only one. For some reason.
Yeah. But I guess that happens twice in the movie where he's like, nobody let him know.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I also wonder if it comes back to this theme or this idea of what they're trying to say, that I think as we meditate on it for the next couple of days, it's really going to come.
We're going to be having Bad Milo revelations over the next week. We'll have to hop back on a call and catch back up.
Yeah.
With our new revealed thoughts.
I'll have a bit of a thesis written. That's why you could only find 2 or 3 articles, because everybody's still trying to like...
They're stewing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. Still they're stewing.
It's a long one.
Yeah. So the wife does have to help him put Milo back inside, back away. Mm-hmm. And she's not fazed at all by anything that's happening. She's rolling with the punches. She said, I always knew I had a weird husband. Something weird's going on in his belly. At least now we have an answer.
And she seems almost relieved because he's finally back and he wasn't away because of some crazy reason that could have affected their life.
Yeah.
He was just...
And he wasn't like being scared of being a dad, which I think was a fear. Yeah.
I think he was, though.
He totally was. But like, that wasn't why he ran. Dead. Maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But she probably thought it was.
But also maybe that's what the monster kind of is supposed to be anyways.
Okay,
this like fear of being a dad and having responsibilities or something.
But then he finds out he is capable of being a dad and having the responsibilities.
Yes, because he did it with Milo.
Yeah. Aw.
That is nice.
It's actually so sweet.
Did this director and writer have children right before this?
They didn't say. They didn't say in the thing. They said actually their inspiration for where and why they came up with this concept was that they had a friend who had just gotten funding for a horror feature that they thought was stupid, and they were like pissed that their friend got money to make their movie, and they thought the movie was dumb, and then they were just like shit talking, and then they were talking about somehow they got around to like creature features they liked, and they were like, we should make a creature feature but about a creature who comes out of somebody's ass. And then it was like, hell yeah, dude, that's actually a really sick idea.
How has it not been done before?
Yeah, how has it not been done? Has it been done before?
There was that movie Teeth, but that's not ass, but it's like
similar.
I guess an under-region horror movie. Mm-hmm. A below-the-belt horror film. I've never seen that one either.
I've never seen it either. I know there's another movie, I think it's called like Brain Dead or something, where there's a creature who also like bites somebody's dick off.
Oh, okay.
That's like a little worm creature. I don't remember where the worm creature comes from in that movie, though. It's been so long since I've seen it.
Someone was telling me about this movie the other day. I haven't seen it either, but do they inject the creature?
That might be true. That one might also come from the gut.
List.
It might come from the gut.
Wow.
I'm thinking. Because I feel like it was like inside his tummy and then it comes out and it's like under his shirt and it's wriggling around his shirt and then it comes out the collar and like screams and it's funny.
I've seen those images. Yeah.
Overall, I remember thinking the movie's like whatever, but there's a couple scenes of it that are like really funny. So I think it's worth it for those couple scenes. But anyway, that's another movie that...
Yeah. I'll add it to the list.
Yeah. Maybe there's some similarities. But anyway, they never mentioned like having recently had a child or having children at all that would be any inspiration behind the movie. But that's not to say they don't. Just to say, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think in the commentary it was kind of implied that probably the Duplass brothers were the ones who injected the humanity into this movie and sort of brought more of the like emotional and like, I don't know, that kind of stuff to the film that could have just been like a silly monster movie.
That kind of makes sense.
Yeah. But I don't even know how much that's true.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's a feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a feeling. And, you know, a lot of their movies are more based on like human relationships and stuff. Whatever. So after Milo goes back up, it's kind of like a happily ever after from there. It's like, I don't think we ever hear from Milo again. Doesn't seem like. Ken starts a new company, wife's pregnant. They do the zoom in on the fetus inside of the belly, and he's got another tiny little monster in his tiny little baby organs. So
they had to.
It continues. They had to.
Yes. A perfect ending.
Perfect ending. Perfectly set up for a sequel that they never made. They talked a lot about during the commentary track that I listened to. But I could find no online mention of like there ever having been plans for a sequel. And in fact, from then until 2020, the director of this movie's IMDb is absolutely blank. For 7 years after this movie.
That's insane. What did he do?
I have no idea, but I'm so curious, like, what his deal is.
Off to the woods. He made a masterpiece. He was walked away.
Walked away with his millies.
Yeah, exactly.
I think this was straight to video, I believe. There might have been, like, a small theatrical run.
I'm trying to remember, because I do think... Yeah, if it was in theaters, it would have been here for sure. Mm-hmm. And I think that's how I know. Yeah, and I didn't go and see it.
Yeah.
That's so.
So you contributed to the film's failure and the reason why it doesn't have a sequel to this day.
And I'm making amends today.
By having watched it twice in 1 week.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then talked about it for several hours.
And then talked about it. And then when people hear this, they're going to have to watch it.
Yeah. And I've gotten some people interested by posting about it online, and I'm sure more people will watch when it's time for the episode. So we're actually creating a little IBS army.
Oh, wow. That's going to be good.
Yeah.
Get people aware and excited for IBS.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Just normalizing the struggle for sure. So we basically have rolled creds on this film. Can you believe it after all this time? We made it through the movie. So do you have any more thoughts on the movie, or we can go to rating it? Do you have any final closing thoughts?
I don't think I do. I think it's worth noting that I watched it on like Tubi or something, and I had commercials through it. I don't know if that was your experience, but I thought it was notable.
Having commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
perfectly placed.
They're always perfectly placed, yeah.
I started to write notes, and then...
You gave up.
I stopped, yeah.
You gave up during the commercial.
Yeah, I did write that it's a strange swing from the entire cast.
Yeah.
I am curious at how the movie was received.
Like critically?
Yeah, great little teeth, I have that noted. Cute and droopy look. It's nice. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I'm the longest bit I was writing about the divorced dads, like when he was living with Milo. I have a divorced dad, and that setting was perfect. That's how divorced dads live. Like, very bare, couple of cans of things.
Food on the counter.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. It was so relatable. So I bet actually the director probably has a divorced dad, is my guess. Because that was a very focused and real. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. He knows how it is.
You were also spooning with Dad on the couch.
Yeah, with the sports on or whatever they were watching. Eating cat food.
Yeah. Cat food with ketchup.
Yeah.
Catsup.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really good. I'm trying to think. I don't even think I can recall what most of the sets look like.
Yeah. Not as special.
Maybe like the toilet room.
Yeah, the toilet room. I remember the toilet
office
room because it had no stalls.
That is true. But a lot of guys' restrooms don't.
If they have a toilet down, they usually do. Well, the urinals they won't block off. But if they got the toilet down and you don't have a little barrier, I don't know who that's targeted at.
They at least have a little barrier, huh?
Yeah, talk about a horror movie.
Yeah.
Imagine being in one of those.
Were there multiple toilets in that room?
There were 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
It stuck with me.
Interesting. I didn't think about that, but...
Oh, yeah. Well, I just thought, you could be holding hands with your neighbor,
Yeah. I have seen, a lot of pictures online of toilet rooms that have multiple toilets. Or couples toilets or whatever.
What's your search?
I follow a couple toilet-based Instagrams.
Okay.
But they do exist. Usually in people's homes, though, not in public. I think there are some in public, though.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm not sure what the vibe is. I don't know if I could do it.
No. Oh, definitely not.
Yeah.
No, definitely not. Yeah, haunting me thinking about it.
It'd be interesting. But it was strange. Yeah. And that's the set that we noted. Whereas most of the sets were not notable.
No. Elevator was kind of notable. I don't know why, but it's up there.
Yeah.
Bathroom, and then the divorced dad set.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Maybe the outhouse, just because.
Because of what happens in the outhouse.
Yeah. All right, well...
They don't clean the monster off when he's covered in blood and they gotta shove him back up either.
Yeah, I know. It's awful. It's horrifying. And it's unsafe. It's
There's a lot of bloodborne illnesses, yeah.
Yeah.
He could have all kinds of stuff. Well, I guess, I don't know, is the monster... Do they share DNA? Does he have the same blood?
His blood... He's covered in blood of all these doctors that he's killing.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, he's probably got dick blood on him.
Yeah, he definitely does.
And that's the worst kind of blood.
Yep.
Ay.
Especially that guy, yeah.
Yeah, and his nefarious activities.
Yeah, those nasty alleyway afternoons he's having.
Who knows if he was being safe? We don't know.
Well... Yeah, I guess not.
We don't know.
We don't know what he was planning for, if she came back.
I never saw a condom involved. That's all I'm saying.
No, definitely not.
Yeah. Anyway, sexual health is important. But what's more important is your score of this movie out of 5.
It's kind of hard. I wish I scrolled through it again for a second time.
Mm-hmm. How far did you make it on your second watch?
Well, I was really skipping around. I made it to the end, but I was really skipping.
Yeah.
Maybe watching 30-second beats.
Oh, okay.
Then skipping 10-minute chunks. But I would say it would have to be a 2. I don't know. I loved all the characters.
You did not enjoy the film,
I loved all the actors. No, I was kind of rolling my eyes the whole time.
Yeah.
I was huffing and puffing. I wanted to like it a lot more,
Yeah. That was a great eye roll.
Yeah. Well, that's how I was watching it the whole time. But I don't know, maybe a 2.5 if I think about how I liked little bits through my skip through.
Yeah. The creature alone, like, he does a lot, you know, for this movie, and I think he's valuable points wise.
Yeah, where are you sitting?
I think I have 2 scores. So one, like, if you think about this as a movie, like literally the writing, how it looks, blah blah blah. Yeah, I probably agree with you about 2.5. But I enjoy watching it. I think it's fun. I have a good time. I love shit content. I love this freaky little creature. And my experience of the movie is more like 3.5.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty good.
Yeah. I was trying to decide if I could settle between 3 or 3.5. And I was like, I don't think I can even pick between those.
You could go 3.25.
Yeah, but I only do halves.
Oh, okay, yeah.
As a rule. We go by letterboxed rules. Do you have letterboxed?
Okay. Sort of. I opened one and then I don't think I've...
You never used it again?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't even watch movies. You're just watching the yacht.
I know. They don't have season 9 of Below Deck in the Med on there yet, so I'm off.
So you got nothing to log?
All my work. All my research for nothing.
For absolutely nothing. So I think it evens out at about a solid 3 between all the scores. Cool. And would we recommend this movie to anyone?
I don't know. I think I kind of would, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still worth it, even though you think it's a 2-star movie.
Yeah, but you could like phrase it that way. I think this is the problem, I think. It's the cast is too good, and if I didn't have such high hopes for how great those guys are, I think I would have enjoyed it more, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to, like, crack up Louis style, and it just wasn't happening, you know?
Yeah, there really aren't crack-ups. Not huge. Besides maybe the moment of the Look What I Can Do, that was a time where I did absolutely bust out, because that was just good.
Totally, yeah.
But even, like, all of the time that you're watching Patrick Warburton, you're like, everything he's touching his face all insane. Like, he's too close to Ken Marino always.
Close.
Every choice he makes is so good. He's so fun. What did you think about having the goof reel in the creds?
Oh, I don't think I made it through that. No, I should have.
You didn't stay for the creds?
No, I didn't stay for that, no.
Wow. Do you never watch creds?
Yeah,
the reveal.
I know. I somehow feel guilty about it because other people want to sit through them all the time, but that's over for me. I'm done with it.
In my opinion, you didn't finish the movie until you finished the credits.
Wow, yeah. Apparently so in this case.
Yeah, there's a goof reel in the creds and you missed it all.
Wow.
They do extended takes of like the stuff that was happening at the dinner table. I think there's some funny jokes in there, but I still wasn't like ha-ha-haing, really. It might be worth on your skip back.
Okay, yeah. I still have the tab open, so I'm ready to go.
Get a couple of extra gags in. And then when we reconvene for our secondary thoughts.
Yes, exactly. In a few months.
Yeah.
Now it's time for ScreenVomit.
So in this part of the pod, After Dark, we just talk about whatever else we've been watching lately. And you've already spilled beans on a show, but you got to pick something else.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. I've been watching... Well, I saw A New Leaf twice in theaters this year.
Is that a movie?
Oh, yeah. It's an Elaine May movie, her first one.
I don't know this.
Oh, it's one of my favorites. It's so great.
I'm looking at it.
Yeah, fantastic movie. It's Walter Matthau and Elaine May. And just like... Yeah, fantastically, like, perfectly mean-spirited and, but still being like a romance movie in a way.
And
it's great.
A New Leaf.
A New Leaf, cool. Yeah. I've seen it like a handful of times. I really like it. But this last time I saw it with like a big crowd and everyone was like cracking up.
Yeah.
And it kind of made me think differently about the movie. I don't know. When I watch it, I have like, just 1,000 tiny chuckles, you know?
Yeah. You don't have...
You know? No belly laughs.
Yeah.
and it was a theater full of belly laughs, and I don't know. I felt weird about it. I also was telling a friend how much I liked it, and we went to the movie together, and I didn't ask him if he liked
and
the movie. And you
watched him the whole time?
I should have. I know.
Do you like it? Are you liking it right now?
Well, that's how I was feeling.
Yeah.
And when we left, that was his one comment. He's like, wow, everybody seemed to be laughing a lot. And I was like, I know. But
not him?
I didn't look over. I kept
So you have no idea if he laughed. It's a mystery.
No idea. No, and then I didn't want to bring it up because, I didn't want him to feel like he broke my heart by not liking it.
But he didn't say whether or not he did like it.
No, we didn't touch upon that. We hung out for 2 hours
and it
after
never
the movie
came
as well.
up.
No. We couldn't bring that up. Couldn't bring it up.
That's so funny.
Because I think he knows I love the movie. And were he to want to talk about it, he would know to bring it up, I think we were both just being kind. Maybe he didn't like it that much.
Maybe so. I don't know, but that could also be couldn't he also say, I didn't love it?
Yeah, could have.
But he didn't. Is that a guy's thing? Is that guy's behavior?
I don't know. I would have done the same thing, I think.
Maybe. Never talked about your feelings?
I'm blaming it on the laughs, though. Yeah, definitely hide the feelings. 100%. No one will ever know.
I just think when I do movie things with friends, we talk about it after.
If it's good or funny or something.
Also, if it's bad.
Yeah.
I have now several groups of friends who come to my house and are just show me something. Or they might give me a genre. And I get to play whatever I want.
Yeah.
And that's gone both good and bad.
Wow.
But they'll tell me when it doesn't hit. Too.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think you need some new friends. You got to get these.
No, I like the feedback.
No, the feedback's nice.
It lets me know that I'm alone.
Yeah.
That I'm the only person appreciating fucked up indie films.
Yeah.
So your friend did not tell you whether or not they liked A New Leaf.
Yeah.
And you feel like you didn't laugh as much as everyone else was.
Yeah. But I think I enjoyed the movie more than they did. They didn't enjoy it.
You like it better.
With all those laughs. Yeah, I like it better. They didn't enjoy it with all those laughs.
Yeah, they were too busy ha-ha-haing and not busy enough watching with their damn eyes what's going on screen.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. The subtleties of Walter Matthau.
Is that your only answer, or do you have anything else?
Oh, there's plenty of things, I guess. I just saw Network for the first time. That movie was really great.
Oh, yeah, that is a good movie. I thought Social Network when you first said that, and I was like, yeah, it's fine.
Oh, yeah.
But, The Network.
Oh, so great.
Yeah.
The sets are amazing, yeah.
I just watched that for the first time, a couple months ago.
Yeah, me too. What happened? Why are we all getting hit by Network?
Well... So my thing is, because I kind of have grown up on weirdo indies for my whole life, I missed every normal movie, and I don't know most of the stuff that everyone's seen. I don't know any of the classics. I don't know even a lot of the big movies that have come out in my life. So I have been doing a journey to get to know some of that crap. And for the historical ones, actually, our mutual friend, Alex Kavitsky, gives me lists.
Oh, amazing.
He gives me tasks of films that I have to see because he has a really, really good encyclopedic knowledge of those older, pre-80s movies, all the way back, and knows all
50s?
All the ones that have
going?
won Oscars and crap. I think even farther back than that, to be honest.
Oh wow, you're watching Silence, huh?
I haven't gotten to Silence yet. My current task assignment list is black and white movies that were made right after color was introduced, but they're still black and white. So I watched
cool. I want to get on this Alex list.
You want to?
Where's his? Let's get the movie emailer together.
Yeah, let's do it.
Movie Club. Alex's Movie Club.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I found the list. Dr. Strangelove. Oh, my God.
Oh, classic.
Dr. Strangelove. What's the long title? How I Learned to Love the Bottle. How to Stop Worrying It's not even The Bottle. You know what? I'm confusing it with
something about the war, right?
How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb.
The Bomb, right,
I have a friend who wrote a song that's like How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bottle or something. Anyway, that's why I'm confused about The Bottle. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Dr. Strangelove, Raging Bull, Sunset Boulevard, The Apartment, Some Like It Hot.
Oh, yeah, Jack Lemmon.
Network.
There we go.
Last Picture Show. Those are some that, that were on the list.
Wow.
Jesus, that was too much of a
Last
story.
Picture Show is great, too. They're all very good movies. That's a good list.
Yeah, so he's helping me find the big ones that I should watch that I've never seen and know nothing about.
That's kind of the way I'd like to operate. Just, like, have someone else tell me if, like,
Yeah, because, like, even when I try and, like, I've tried some to, like, find what are big movies that people might know that I haven't seen, so I might like just go through like a popular actor's IMDb and like watch some crap. But I somehow still managed to find the one like weirdo movie that I've done. Like it's the most enticing to me, so I perpetuate my own cycle.
Yeah. It's what you're drawn to.
Yeah, it's what I'm drawn to. But I have picked like some bigger directors and tried to go through. Like I just saw my first Scorsese movie like 2 years ago.
Oh wow!
Like 2 years ago, like not that long ago in my life.
Which one?
Well, the first one I watched was Taxi Driver.
Oh
right?
yeah,
I had to.
I think it's good. I watched it in high school. But...
I had to. You know, it's like everybody talks about that movie. But then I've watched like a few since then. But mostly the older ones. I'm liking the older ones.
Yeah, the Godfather stuff.
One thing is that I can't really watch mafia stuff. It's so dumb. But I have like mafia nightmares.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know why. I have recurring nightmares about mafia. I'm part of the mafia. I'm being chased by the mafia, whatever. So I really just can't watch that type of stuff, or I try not to. I very minimally will watch that stuff.
Wow.
I know. This is insane.
Like a bad Milo style dream, though. Maybe when you're dreaming about it, you're actually out there, you know?
Maybe so. I've always been like I dream a lot. I dream very vividly. I'll have multiple dreams per night, and they're very, very realistic.
Wow.
So I do sometimes have trouble telling if something was like a memory or a dream.
I bet this is from watching so many indie movies.
Could
if
be.
You replace it with some of these Hollywood hits.
Could be.
You're going to be snoozing.
No, I've always been a big dreamer since I was a tiny child. My first dream that I remember, I was 6 years old. And it was Batman based, actually. Wow. It was a nightmare.
You're approaching the mafia there.
Yeah, it felt mafia related. I don't know what it is with the mafia. I have a couple recurring type dreams, and the mafia is one of them.
Wow.
Is this interesting?
I just don't have any dreams, really.
You don't dream at all?
No, I don't know. I probably do, but they disappear, and so I have nothing really to add.
I definitely know, like, the way I dream is unique. Most people aren't like this. Okay. So what? Did you have anything else you were watching?
I think we talked so extensively about Below Deck.
And that's really your true love.
It should be pretty apparent. I'm not watching anything else.
Okay, well, I have a couple things to say. I haven't watched actually a ton of like really good stuff lately because I don't have enough brain currently. But I've watched a couple things lately. I did mention that I watched a show recently, which was The Other Two.
Oh, yeah.
I'm almost finished. I don't know how much is left, but I'm almost done with The Other Two, and I like that show. Have you watched it?
Yeah, I watched it.
Did you watch it all?
Good. Yeah.
I like in the third season, they get a lot more with the surrealism. They get a lot more goofy.
Yeah. No, there's some pretty fun sequences.
You hate it.
Third season. I liked it enough, I think. I don't know.
I was a big Drew Tarver fan prior to the show, so I don't know. I just think it's fun even just to see what he's up to. And Ken Marino again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. No, I did enjoy it. Mm-hmm. I did enjoy it, yeah.
Yeah, you're lying.
It's
okay if you didn't like it.
Yeah. No, but I did kind of like it. And I watched all of it, so I couldn't have hated it. Yeah.
But you already said you'll watch stuff that you hate.
That is true, too. But I actually did enjoy this and was looking forward every week. So.
Okay. Yeah. If you say so. Okay, I watched the movie Nasty Baby, the Sebastian Silva movie. Have you seen that one?
Oh, I haven't watched that.
Have you seen any of his movies?
Uh-uh.
I'm really liking his movies. I've just gotten into his stuff recently. I think this is like my third or fourth one of his movies that I've watched. They're different. They're different than other stuff. I think Nasty Baby is like not anybody's favorite that is a fan of his, but I still really liked it. And it's one of his earlier films. It's a 2015, so it's like, it's older a little bit. But it's got Kristen Wiig and Tunde Adebimpe and Alia Shawkat. Yeah, it's just about like a gay couple who Kristen Wiig is trying to get pregnant on her own, single mom style, and wants their semen. But like chaos ensues. Kind of. Yeah, I don't know, his movies are wacky. They always have really good characters though. So I liked that movie.
Cool. I have to dive in. I know because he had something at Sundance this year or something.
Yeah, he did.
Is that right?
Yeah, and I haven't seen that movie. I forget what it's called now. That one has Jordan Firstman in it, I think.
Ah, that's right.
Rotting in the Sun is the new one. But I saw title. Crystal Fairy and the Magical Cactus, Nasty Baby. He's got a short I've seen, and this movie Magic. Those are the ones I've seen, and I liked them all.
Right.
I'm gonna keep watching his crap. I watched this movie yesterday called Paradise Hope, which is part of a trilogy, the Paradise Trilogy by Ulrich Seidel. Don't know if that's how you say it. He's Austrian. I loved this movie, Paradise Hope. It's apparently the third in the trilogy, but I think the trilogy are like loosely related. Like they're not exactly the same people in all of them. There's maybe like a thread. So I think it's fine that I watched the third one first. We'll find out when I watch the other two. But I really loved this movie. It's like about a girl who gets sent to fat camp and gets a crush on a 40-year-old man. And I think it just touches on a lot of themes you don't see a lot. It's really gorgeous. It's really well done. And it's really fucked up. And also, I think even though she's going to a fat camp and you expect it to be like people being shamed for being fat the whole movie, I think it actually has the opposite thing happen, which is that they find community and they feel comfortable because they're only being surrounded with other people like them. So I think it's a really good movie, and I want to check out the other ones for sure.
Nice.
Then I want to say a short. I watched this a while ago, but I don't think I've said it on the pod yet, which is Wormholes by Ben Berman. Have you seen this one? No. It's okay.
I haven't. I'm upset that I haven't because we're buddies. But
wow, admitted on the pod.
I think I remember when he released it. And there was like no way to see it without cable or whatever, or some sort of login to whatever the Adult Swim thing was. But I think you can retrieve it now.
It's on Vimeo now. It might be on YouTube too. I'm not sure.
Oh my god! I'll have to watch it. I hope. Now I'm just checking. Like
it's really good.
I gotta add it. I bet everything he does is so good.
So good, and it's so funny. It's very funny, and it's like a screen movie. I mean, it's a short. It's like 11 minutes or whatever. But it's a screen film where like it's all in the computer screen, you know? I think it's one of the best screen films, and it's so funny. I just laugh and laugh. And then I made a friend watch it, and he just laughed and laughed. So then, it's really funny because it's not just me and my sick little head. Loved it. Wormholes. Gotta watch it.
Oh, amazing. I'll have to catch up. I'll have to. Yeah, just when you edit it, just use the bit where I was like, yeah, I love Wormholes.
Let me know what you think after you watch it. Okay, that's all my crap. That's all the stuff I'm going to talk about because everything else I've watched is goofy garbage.
Yeah.
Or rewatches. I've been doing a lot of rewatches lately.
Yeah, diving back in.
Trying to do stuff that doesn't take too much of my brain. Yeah.
Yeah, a little comfort food.
So you can just say what you got to plug or where people can find your crap.
I guess on Vimeo mostly.
Yeah.
On my Vimeo, I think it's probably, if you search my name on Google, you can find my Vimeo.
Everybody loves your movies. I'm always showing them to people.
Oh, that's amazing. That's nice to hear.
Well, that's what I do. I told you, people just come over and they go, what you got? Show me something.
That's great.
I get people excited about short films. That's so magical.
Yeah, that is magical.
Yeah. I think one of the hardest parts is finding the ones that are good, though,
Oh, yeah.
So if I already know what the good ones are, there you go.
Yeah.
The hardest part's over.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough. We just did a screening of the short.
Oh, yeah. You did the big screening of Brain Dead. Yeah. How'd it go?
Yeah. It was really fun. It was really good.
Yeah.
And my buddy Jeff curated it, and he did a bunch of films that were sort of thematically or visually related to the short, to Heartache, and it was just it was so nice to see just a really great shorts block,
Yeah.
And afterwards, everyone was so excited about all of the shorts.
Hell yeah.
It's, I don't know, even going to film festivals, you never get that sort of response, where everyone's man, every film was great,
Yeah,
and it was a
film
tight
festivals
75.
is usually not true.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All over the place. A little bit all over the place.
I'm a screener for a film fest here, and yeah, it's we pick the best out of what's submitted, but you get so many submissions, and so many of them are bad.
Yeah.
Really bad. So yeah, being able to do a curated block where you can pick from whatever from whenever.
Exactly.
That's prime. Yeah.
I guess that was the trick. It was we had something screened that was from the 70s.
Yeah.
And it was all over the map.
That's sick.
Yeah. It was good.
Anyway, okay, did we finish your plugs? I cannot stop interrupting you. Your plugs.
Oh, I don't think I really have plugs. Give me an example of a plug.
Find Johnny on Vimeo. Find his website. JONNYLOOK.com. Is that what it is?
It is. It's a
JONNYLOOK.com.
It's a horrible website.
The horrible website
Yep.
Johnny has. Watch all his movies. Follow online. What's your Instagram?
Follow online. I think it's also
Is it just your
maybe
name?
Johnny_look, I think.
There you go.
And then but no H in Johnny.
No H.
No H.
Just plain.
Which is plain. Yeah. I wish I got that Gmail. I think about that all the time. How many people have emailed the wrong Johnny Look with the H?
Yeah. I don't know. You don't feel like you have an H to me.
No, yeah.
You don't give H vibes.
Everyone I don't know other people who don't have the H, but today I ordered a coffee, and it was the first time the barista asked if I had an H or no H. That's never happened before.
Wow.
I know, it felt pretty nice, actually.
But certainly there's other Johnny's no H.
Could be.
Gotta be.
Try to name one. I don't know.
I think if you... I don't really know other Johnnies in general anymore. I think I did when I was in school.
Yeah, they all became Jonathans.
Probably so.
Sellouts.
Jonathans or Johns.
Johns. A lot of them.
A lot of Johns. But you stuck Johnny.
Yeah.
Were you always Johnny?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is Johnny your legal name,
Johnny.
or are you Jonathan legal?
No, it's Jonathan.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but like you said, everybody can feel.
You can feel
it's Johnny.
It's Johnny. Yeah. You just give Johnny no H vibes.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, we digress for the 400th time. We can close the pod. Thank you so much for coming on my podcast.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for,
an ultimate guest. Okay, we'll see everyone else next time. Bye.
All right. And the neti pot. We got to get you on a neti pot.
I've never done a neti pot, but I'm neti curious.
Yes. Well, you got to get the distilled water. Mm-hmm. I did a neti pot this morning. I'm going for another one this afternoon.
Yeah, you're going for round 2?
Oh, yeah, big time. Absolutely.
I've never netied.
You're going to like it.
I've seen videos of people doing it. That's what sold me, because just the idea of it, hearing what do you do, I'm like, that's disgusting. Mm-hmm. Who would ever do that? But then if you watch somebody do it, you go, oh, I get it. That looks sick.
Yeah, it clears it all up.
Yeah.
But you have to do it with the squeeze bottle. This is, for years I had the actual old pot that you tilt.
Mm-hmm. And that's complicated. You got to do the squeeze.
Yeah, you need pressure.
You're getting the hot nose tips.
Yeah. We're going to set you up.
Thank you. I got this on record, so I'll remember it.
Good, yeah. You can replay it and take down the notes.
Yeah. In a month or something or 2 when I'm editing this, I'll be like, There were some hot tips in here. I'm going to remember.
Oh, yeah. Get back on that Amazon order.
Hell yeah. I interrupted your thought with my Afrin. What were we saying?
Oh, I don't know. But I could talk about Afrin and stuff all day.
I could talk about anything all day, probably.
Yeah.
I have already. As evidenced by.
Yeah.